Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X3. We're finally ready to start Dr. Doppler's Fortress. Or Lab, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. Now this might be where the run starts to be a little less polished, but I'll try to do the best I can. If anything, I'll just abuse the crap out of my special weapons to help get me through. Or at least the ones I like to use. Wait for this guy, because otherwise he's a pain in my ass. Some acid, wait patiently. Alright. Sometimes I gotta play it safe. Watch your head. I like to air dash my way through these. Almost didn't make that. I'll take it. Up here we have the good old wall crushers. This is the only part of the game where these actually show up though. And I almost mistimed that. You don't have too much leeway there, for once. Last in there. Get that out of my way. And almost fell onto him. That would have been bad. Got a mini-boss coming up here. It looks so intimidating. By intimidating, I mean not. Because Zero's gonna come help us. And by help us, I mean he's gonna do jack shit. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna stop the ceiling from collapsing. I would love to know how he's gonna do that. Because you'll see after that he's just full of shit. 2, 3, 4. Doesn't even get an attack off. So you come over here and what was he doing? How was he stopping the ceiling? You know sure as hell that he wasn't holding the ceiling up with his hands. You know how they react when they touch just a measly little spike. They just activate self-destruct. I don't know. I guess you're just not supposed to think about it. But it always bothered me as a kid. I was always wondering, well, how the hell is he stopping the ceiling? You know Zero's fragile as all hell. One little thing and he just dies and he never comes back. Well, he doesn't die, but he becomes unusable. Like, oh, I'm damaged. I'm no good anymore. Anyways, I know, it's just like I think that's just a minor gripe I've carried over from childhood. I sound so angry. Here we'll use the, it's a good place to use the acid burst, the upward effect. Switch to Triad Thunder, jump, and activate it. It's one of the safer ways I know of to get past that, because that guy's he's just right there in your path otherwise. We'll show the kangaroo off a bit more just because. Why not? Doesn't really matter which one I pick at this point. And I'll take a hit, but I don't care. I'll take another hit, still don't care. And we're gonna throw it down a hole, because I don't care. But actually, those of you who know this game, you knew this was coming. This was why I didn't collect any of the chips. To get this, you have to not get any of the chips. You have to have all the armor parts, you have to have all the sub-tanks, all the heart tanks, and your health has to be full coming here. Your sub-tanks to be empty, just your health has to be full. This is the 4-in-1 chip. This will enhance all of my parts. So I lied when I said you could only have one at a time. Normally you can only have one. But with this, you can have all 4. This is the special thing for this game. Kind of like how X1 had the Fireball, the Hadouken. X2 had the Fire Uppercut, the Shoryuken. This one, it was rumored, I remember when rumors were flying around that, oh man, he's gonna have the Hurricane Kick. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a Lightning Hurricane Kick. Oh yeah. It sounded totally plausible, but it was total bullshit. So in this, you get the golden armor, gold armor, whatever. So we have the Hypercharge for the arm chip. We have the helmet chip for regenerating health. We have the armor for increased defense, and the boots for double dash, not to be confused with Mario. Now you might think that getting the golden armor is a little cheap, and maybe a little bit, but I mean honestly I don't really need it, but I'm just gonna get it for the hell of it. Why not? I don't really need all the parts. Let's just do this for the hell of it. Make this easier. And I actually want your opinion on something. Whoa, I couldn't launch my other one because the other ones were still on screen. But I want your opinion on something, but I will leave that for the next stage because coming up I have the boss, and I'm going to want to concentrate for this one. Just because this is the one that can give me a little bit of trouble here. For this, I want to use the Tornado Fang. You can also use the Ray Splasher, but I like this better. You'll see why. You don't want to touch that grinder on the end of the conveyor belt, because that does a shit ton of damage. It's like more than half, even with this armor. What I like to do is, I like to hit him right in the forehead. You can destroy his, like, nose thing, but if you do that, he'll release this acid pool at the bottom. It doesn't insta-kill you, but it does damage you. and I just like to not have that there. So what I do is I time it carefully. I try to shoot just right below this thing up top here. That might be a little too high. Oh, barely caught him. That way I can avoid his arm, and it avoids destroying the nose, so I can just hit him straight on. Or just hit him directly, rather, whatever. You know what I mean. Right there. Oh, almost dead. Alright. I timed that really well. Sometimes I have trouble timing that. It's very small timing. It's a very small area that you can properly hit him to avoid the nose and not go too high. Then you have to keep sliding down the wall to make sure his arm thing doesn't get in the way, because it will deflect the drill, and it can grab you, and I just don't want that to happen. I'm pretty sure that was the boss that replaced Bit and Bite. It's either that or Vile, one of the two. And that was the one that I had to practice, but yeah, that worked out pretty well. Okay, so one stage down, another one to go. So going back to what I was saying earlier, I want you guys' opinion on this. This is mostly for the people who have actually played this game, but anyone can answer it if they want. Of the 4 chips, which one do you think is the best, and why? I used to think the energy chip was the best because I just liked having the life regen, but when I think about it now, I think the leg chip is the best because to me it feels the most game-changing. You compare it to the other ones like say the armor, while having more defense is nice, it's not necessary. Your armor is already pretty good and it doesn't really change the mechanics of it, so you don't really need it. The arm chip for the hypercharge, again, it's just charged up shots. You can do that on your own, so you don't need it. I can't remember if it has any other properties like reduced weapon cost or something, but even if it does, again, you don't really need that. The life regen is probably the second best because, again, it's not absolutely necessary. You can just pick up health, you know, from drops and manage your sub-tanks and all that. So you don't need that. The leg chip is the only one that lets you do something that you can't do without it. There's no other way to mimic a double dash, so you absolutely have to have the leg chip. So that's why I think it's the best. It's the one that lets you do something that you can't do any other way. But I'd like to know what you guys think about that, or even just maybe what your favorite one was when you were a kid, or whenever you played this. I have to switch to the frog for this because I don't think I mentioned it before, but if you try to take any of the other mechs into water, they just short out, so you can't do that. You have to use the frog. Even though I don't really need it for this part, I might also just do it for the hell of it. One last time. Probably gonna lose it anyways. If you're about to fall into the hole down there, just bail out. There's no shame in bailing out if you're about to die. You don't have to go down with the ship. I'm just gonna skip all that garbage. Here, those who know this game as well, I could switch to Zero right now and do the trick to get his saber and give it to X, but then Zero wouldn't be playable anymore. Not that I'm gonna play as him, but I don't want to get him killed off. So I'm not gonna do it. You can look that up if you want. Besides which, the saber, it's so overpowered. I believe it just 2-shots all the bosses, so that wouldn't be any fun. It's like I would get it to never use it at all because it would be pointless. I know I used like the fireball on X1, but I was mostly using it on bosses I've already at least beaten, so it didn't really matter. I don't want to use the saber up in this. But if you do it, you get the saber, and you pretty much can do what Zero does. You charge up all the way, you do a 1-2 fireball, and then the sword. But it's better for X because he actually causes a beam to come out, so it actually has some good reach with it. But anyways, moving on. I know that these guys are right here. I'm probably going to get hit. Don't really care at this point. I can't be perfect. Definitely not going to be perfect. Watch your head. Hitting this guy from down here. See, this is why these guys later on, because they have like that initial armor, so they take longer to kill. That's why I really don't like them. Mostly here. Alright, this part. Switch it to Ray Splasher. Unfortunately, this is going to be a slow part of the game. I can't make it go any faster. In the meantime, we get some life regen. Saw it for a split second there. This is one of the moments I kind of remember the most about this game as well, because when I mentioned about recording this with on VHS, I also just recorded part of a playthrough. And I remember one time, for God knows why, I brought the tape over to a buddy's house. I guess I wanted to show him, like, hey, look what I did. Like, you can totally do this too if you want. So I showed him this, and his brother he just thought that that was like the coolest shit in the world. He was like so damn excited about it. He was like, "Oh shit, man, you're a fucking genius." I'm like, "Not really. I just thought to record it with my VCR player here." But this was like one of the moments I remember just showing. I know it's kind of a random anecdote, but that's just what pops into my head when I get hit. That's what pops into my head whenever I do this section. I just remember this part very vividly when I was showing him the tape. Yes, I was a nerd. I don't care. Nerd! What boss is it now? Oh, yes. Again, this is an altered boss from what it normally is. Again, this one would either be Bit and Bite or Vile. I can't remember which. Either way, he's been replaced by this... I don't know what this thing is even called. I forget. I think he has a really weird name. It's just this underwater boss, though. And with this, he is easy as hell. Unless you get hit like that because you're an idiot. You can either touch him with the triad to get an early hit, or you can wait for the beam to shoot out and hit him. So I kind of do a mix of both, because I like having this up to act as a shield to clip these missiles. If you hit it with the actual triad itself, it'll block the missiles for you. As long as you position yourself correctly. I think I almost made it through without getting hit here, but you know what? I don't have to be perfect. Screw it. Really easy boss, at least if you have the weapon. I didn't even really try fighting this without the weapon. I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna try it, thunder him to death. I believe that's it for like the regular stages. I think it's just the 2. So I think now it's coming up. I think it's the refights. I think I have to fight the bosses over again now. And then after that, it should be the final stage. Oh, no, wait! No, there has to be one other part. We still have to fight Dr. Doppler. See, already I can't remember. But you know what? I'm probably just gonna break this up. Should I keep going? You know what? I can't exactly remember, so let's see. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, no, I did have it right. I'm gonna fight the bosses again now, and then I have to fight Dr. Doppler. I knew I was getting the order kind of messed up there, so I'm gonna stick to the whole 2-stage per, because I think there's only the 2 stages left, the refights and then the final boss. So I'm just gonna cut this one here. So in the next one, we are going to take on the 8, I was going to say Robot Masters, but the 8 Mavericks again, and we'll use the weapons this time to speed things along. So, I'll see you guys in the next one.